He wasn't famous. He didn't give speeches. And for many years his name was barely mentioned. But during the Vietnam War, one American soldier made a decision that went against orders, against his own men, and against the chaos of war itself. That decision saved innocent lives. This is the story of Hugh Thompson Jr., an American hero most people have never heard of. Hugh Thompson Jr. was not born a hero. He grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, an ordinary American, working-class family. No plans to become famous, no desire for glory. Like many young men of his generation, he joined the U.S. Army during a time of conflict. He became a helicopter pilot, a dangerous role that required calm judgment under pressure. By 1968, Hugh Thompson was serving in Vietnam. His job was simple, at least on paper. Fly reconnaissance missions, spot enemy movement, report what he saw, but nothing could have prepared him for what he was about to witness. On the morning of March 16th, 1968, Hugh Thompson was flying over a small Vietnamese village called My Lai. From the air, something felt wrong. There were no signs of enemy resistance, no gunfire from below, no explosions. But then he saw civilians running, unarmed men, women, children, and then he saw American soldiers firing at them. At first, Hugh thought there must be a mistake. Confusion happens in war. Chaos distorts reality. So he landed his helicopter near a wounded civilian and asked for medical help to be sent. When he returned moments later, the civilian was dead, killed by American gunfire. That was the moment Hugh Thompson realized the truth. This wasn't a battle, it was a massacre. As his helicopter moved across the village, Hugh saw bodies everywhere, entire families, children lying motionless, elderly civilians shot where they stood, and American soldiers were still advancing. At that moment, Hugh Thompson faced a decision no training manual could prepare him for. He could fly away. He could pretend he didn't see it. He could obey orders and survive the war quietly. Or he could act. Hugh landed his helicopter between U.S. soldiers and a group of terrified Vietnamese civilians hiding in a bunker. He ordered his crew to aim their weapons, not at the villagers, but at American soldiers. And then he did something almost unthinkable. He told the soldiers on the ground if they continued shooting civilians, his crew would fire back. It was an act of moral courage that could have cost him everything. Hugh Thompson used his helicopter to evacuate civilians. He flew them out of danger. He radioed for help. He placed himself and his crew directly between innocent people and death. Thanks to his actions, multiple civilians survived that day. Not because of orders, not because of medals, but because one American refused to abandon his values. When the mission ended, Hugh Thompson returned to base knowing one thing. He had done the right thing. But doing the right thing came at a price. Instead of being praised, Hugh Thompson was criticized. Some soldiers saw him as a traitor. Others said he interfered with combat operations. For years he received hate mail, threats, silence from the very institution he served. The massacre itself was covered up, and Hugh Thompson was forgotten. He didn't seek attention. He didn't go to the media. He went home and lived his life. Quietly. Decades passed. Eventually, the truth about My Lai could no longer be hidden. Investigations confirmed what Hugh Thompson had reported all along. History slowly caught up. In 1998, 30 years after the massacre, Hugh Thompson Jr. and his crew were finally awarded the Soldier's Medal, one of the highest honors for bravery, not for killing, but for saving lives. standing up and refusing to look away. Hugh Thompson never called himself a hero. He once said he simply did what any American should do when faced with injustice. His story reminds us that real courage isn't always loud. It doesn't always come with applause. And sometimes it means standing alone. This is what real American values look like. Not blind obedience, but moral strength. Not hatred, but humanity. Some heroes fight enemies, others fight for what's right, and those are the ones history almost forgets.